Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Johnny the Safe Cracker here. I get stopped and asked pretty often what the process is like of opening a safe or drilling the lock on a safe. Whenever you have a lock malfunction or a handle malfunction and just can't get your safe open and have to call somebody out. So I figured why not video the process and start a channel and see what we can do with that. I know a lot of people do find it interesting. People love to stop and spectate in the store if you're out to where folks can see you, and they always get intrigued when they see somebody drilling on a safe for sure. So let's get to it. Here we just have a regular B-rated, just burglary rated safe, CSS brand. And I have removed the keypads and hidden the cables so that there's no identifying marks that way. But each lock, depending on whether it's electronic and what brand or mechanical, each one has its own unique drill point. So it's definitely not as simple as just marking a hole wherever you want to and go to town drilling. You have to be very precise on where you drill, and definitely have to know what lock you're dealing with and the way the lock is handed, whether it's vertical up or vertical down, left hand, right hand. There's definitely a lot more into it than just taking a drill and putting holes in it. So first things first, this lock right here, it's got a solenoid malfunction. So unable to open it with the keypad and the correct combination. Even though we do have the correct combination, it still will not open. So first thing we're going to do is take our handy templates and put a mark there. Mark that. I do know that this lock is mounted vertical up. And this one we do just have a solenoid that we have to drill through and get out of the way. And once you do that, you're able to turn the handle and open it up. All right, so we've got that marked. So now we start. Have a basically fresh 1/4-inch bit. I'll go through a ton of 1/4-inch bits doing this for sure. And this particular safe does not have any hard plate. The mounting plate that the lock body mounts to is a little bit harder than just your regular steel, but it still doesn't require anything special to get through. I'll tell you what, since this thing's not bolted down and it only weighs about 200 pounds, it slides pretty easy on this concrete floor. So bear with me for 1 second. I'm gonna get my mag rig out and put it on here just for the sake of not having the safe slide around everywhere. So be right back. All right, so here I have my mag rig. It's a really nifty and awesome tool to have. You simply, if you have anything metal, you just press it on there, put the handle down, and it is there. If you have some thicker steel, around like 3/8 of an inch, the force pulling back on it, it'll hold up to 630 pounds of force pulling straight back. So, I mean, this thing is incredibly strong, and it comes in very handy when you're drilling through some hard plate and harder metals when you want a really straight hole and want to try to save some strain on your back and arms and everything. So I'm just going to get our bit put in here. Get it aligned with our hole. Like so. Kind of tricky sometimes on smaller doors and smaller safes, getting it to where there's enough room to mount it. Want to get the drill bit lined up. And of course we're using the M18 Milwaukee power tools. If you're not using Milwaukee, you are making the wrong decisions. I hate to stir up any controversy, but Milwaukee is the way to go for sure. Alright, so now that we got that lined up, now we can just use the rig to do all the physical work. Alright, so now I can feel and tell that we're through the door. I can feel and tell that we're through the door now, and the next thing we're going to hit is the lock body. Now I've got the solenoid drilled, and sometimes you'll have a metal burr, or the lock body will kind of mushroom in on the bolt itself and not allow it to turn back, so sometimes you have to gently persuade it to move out of the way. There you go. That is the process of drilling electronic swing bolts on a safe when you have a motor malfunction, solenoid malfunction, or wherever the case may be. But this is for when the lock is defective. I'll be posting other videos and doing more stuff. Like I said, I've been a locksmith for 24 years now, and specializing in safe for the last 10 plus years. So I open safes every day, work on safes and vaults every day, do a lot of government stuff, a lot of commercial work, jewelry stores, pawn shops, restaurants, things of that nature. So every day I'm working on one of these. So I'll be posting more videos and have more content coming out. So if you find this interesting and want to keep up, just definitely subscribe and give me a like, and see if we can't make this thing grow and give you some interesting videos to watch. So thank you for hanging out with me.